Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the West Conference Championship in the GFL. My name is Reed Option, and here we are, the second game of this week, the only one of the two games of this week, both championships. I'm sure you guys just got done witnessing what happened between the Carolina Hawks and the Toledo Timberwolves earlier. If you haven't, go check that out now, because I will undoubtedly be talking about that this game. In fact, I'll mention it now. The Toledo Timberwolves will be heading to the championship to take on whoever wins this game. You have Mitchell Gray, Isaiah Bird, Corey Truman, all three MVP and Offensive Player of the Year candidates on this offense, taking on a bunch of Defensive Player of the Year candidates in Arlington. We have an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object. And although the analysts have it split, it looks like our immovable object is going to be deemed movable by our next-gen analytics, 35% to 65%. But stats are stats. And, you know, at the end of the day, it all depends on what the players have to say about that. No injuries are going to happen today, of course, here in Arlington, Texas. But let's see if a turnover happens. Let's see if maybe this defense shows up more than this offense. Maybe the offense for the Arlington Raiders surprises us. Jake McGrew taking the most sacks out of any quarterback in the league. But this Oakland Blazers defense is nothing too impressive. So, you know, what will be the game script today? It's all going to unfold in front of us as Arlington starts with the ball, the indomitable force that the Raiders have been with that #1 overall defense. And Blackburn taking a TFL on the first play. James Quinn. Sorry, not James Quinn. Joseph. Hold on, let me get it right. There's Quinn brothers, so hold up. There's Quinn and Quinn. That is Joshua Quinn. So it's James Quinn and Joshua Quinn. My bad, ladies and gentlemen. Joshua Quinn with the tackle for loss. Nice little gain of 5 by Taylor Harden, courtesy of McGrew. And Blackburn takes another tackle for loss. This time, Jalen Haggard. Couple defensive player of the year nominees there. Jalen Haggard being one of them. So, you know, perhaps Oakland has the best of both worlds. Arlington, you know, showing up all season, especially on defense. It's like Oakland might have a little bit of a better balance, though. Go. Mitchell Gray, first play out to his right. That is Corey Butler. Gain of nothing. But, you know, great little first catch there. Very physical wide receiver. Long tenured wide receiver from the Brooklyn Bandits in the NAGA. Just wasn't re-signed. Go. Making an impact here on the Blazers. Gray on second down, finding his wide receiver 1, Corey Truman. Easy first down. You have 2 Offensive Player of the Year candidates at wide receiver. You have Corey Truman and Jalen Niles, both being Offensive Player of the Year candidates for the Blazers. And it is no surprise with a quarterback like Mitchell Gray giving you the ball. Play action there. Dish it out to the right to Alex Jorgensen. Gain of 9. Not quite a first, but undoubtedly they will see points regardless of what happens here. Bird doing a couple unnecessary spin moves, gaining 1 and a first down. James Gale being subbed in. Gale, the Tulane graduate, gaining 3 on the play. A lot of substitutions on the defensive side. Humphrey and Stanley, O'Reilly and Nixon. Handoff, though, on 2nd and 7. Bird gaining 4. Looking at the standings, the Raiders have the #1 defense, but the #8 offense. Blazers have the #2 offense, but the #8 defense. mostly because they're passing defense. They have the best rush defense in the league. Keep that in mind anytime you see Blackburn get the ball. Niles snagging a 15-yard catch. Just a bullet from Mitchell Gray. And don't want to make any predictions, but it's looking like a touchdown here. Bird almost having it. And it won't be Bird who gets it. It'll be one of the 5 receivers here on the field. Or Mitchell Gray. And you'll run it in. Mitchell Gray. Touchdown. First points on the board. Oakland Blazers taking an early lead. 4 for 4. Mitchell Gray. Like he's working at Wendy's. And he gets the touchdown via rushing. And Kevin Flynn tacks on the extra point. We'll kick it off. I mentioned in the earlier game that we have 4 of the best kickers. Kevin Flynn is clearly one of them. And Paulo Almeida, although you may see his overall being so low, he's one of the better kickers in this league. Very promising young kicker. Incomplete pass on first down. Audience very disappointed with whoever that was intended for. Let's not forget punters Taylor Westfall and Andrew Shores. I believe Kevin Flynn is actually an MVP candidate. So if you want to vote for the MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, and Defensive Player of the Year, all 3 of whom, hold on, let me pause for a second, Wood snagging a 37-yard catch. Great dot by Jake McGrew. Anyways, so the MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, and Defensive Player of the Year voting is in the NAGA Discord server. Please join, link in the bio. Or if you're already a part of the server, go vote. In the GFL news section, there is a link to the stats of the players who were nominated on the offensive and defensive and overall special teams sides. And you have the voting form as well. Whoever deserves it gets some stat increases or attribute increases, and the MVP gets a dev trait increase. So definitely the highest honor to be MVP. 3rd and 3 after an unsuccessful run by Travion Blackburn. McGrew looking to his left, caught by Wood, and he just dices up the defense. I think he looked at number 40 as he fell flat on his face. Jaheim Knowles just became part of a highlight reel. And Almeida, here I was glazing him earlier, and Paulo Almeida misses an extra point. Arlington was gonna have a tie ball game, but Oakland maintains the lead. Courtesy of Paulo Almeida. Corey Truman now to start off the Blazers with decent field position from the 25. And if they get a touchdown here, they can easily capitalize on it. Just kick another extra point through and be up by 8. Really puts these guys at disadvantage. End of the first quarter, 7-6. Following that tackle for loss by Nixon. Andre Nixon, the former Texas Longhorn, was on the Virginia Beach Mariners and then the Wichita Wranglers. And then proceeded to be a free agent. Speaking of Defensive Player of the Year candidates, Marvin Driver. Tackle for loss there. 3rd and 14. Heaving it deep. Truman one-on-one. I think it hit off the fingertips of number 40. Talking about number 40's getting put on highlight reels. That was Luke Gross. He Knowles and Luke Gross bringing a bad name to the number 40. Robbie Lyles. Remember, there was an early game this season where Lyles and Niles were really carrying. Gray, 6 for 6. Flawless performance, make it 7 for 7. Another Robbie Lyles catch. Gain of 2. Motioning number 15. Bird immediately met in the backfield. Marvin Driver read that play call like a book. 3rd and 12, not even field goal range anymore. Gray forcing it down to the left side, intended for Corey Truman. Incomplete. And out will come Taylor Westfall. Let's see if he can pin them here. Westfall will kick it. Great spot. Will go out of bounds at the 11. Fantastic work there by Taylor Westfall. Blackburn getting the handoff out of shotgun. Some positive yardage for a change from Travion Blackburn. Former Raleigh Royal Mohammed Sharif making his way into the game. Sharif tackled in the backfield, loss of 3. Jalen Haggard on the TFL. 3rd and 9 from their own 11. McGrew got to force it deep. Double coverage, incomplete. Post route was the only route he was looking for. Here we have Andrew Shores punting it away. David Melvin taking the punt into enemy territory. Oakland will start this drive from the Arlington 40. Hand off up the middle to Isaiah Bird, and he will gain 7 on the play. This is a dual threat offense, you know, little by air, little by ground. Call these guys FedEx. I mean, you're seeing attacks on both fronts. Oakland Blazers are just, I mean, stoppable, but generally unstoppable. James Gale gaining 10 on that rush. 1st down. He might as well be the starting running back. I mean, averaging over 5 yards per carry. Keep feeding James Gale. Isaiah Bird almost having a big play there. If I'm not mistaken, that was Driver on the stop. Not sure what he was doing all the way back there. Marvin Driver's at defensive end. Gray forced to throw it away on 2nd and 2. Better than to take the sack. Interesting play call there from the head coach, Stephen Marsh. What a swat. Probably could have gone for the interception there. Couldn't quite tell who that was. Guess we'll see after the game. Kevin Flynn lining up for the field goal. Won't put him outside of reach of losing their lead, but the 25-yarder is good. 10-6 means the Raiders have to go for a touchdown if they want to take this lead. Arlington being coached by Mike D'Stasio. I'm sure all 4 of these coaches' head coach jobs are quite secure, considering they made the playoffs. You know, unfortunately for Brian Condon, Brad Goodrich, Mike Joyce, and Eddie Gaines, you know, they might be a little in jeopardy, especially Eddie Gaines. I feel like Dakota's going to fire him shortly here after the regular season's over. Well, not the regular season, the postseason's over. Blackburn on 2nd and short, not getting the first, and they're lining up in a 5 wide receiver set. Strange, but it works out. Taylor Harden, the 1-yard catch and 1st down. Gutsy play call there from Coach D'Stasio. They're going to keep McGrew in. A little screen pass to Harden, loss of 5. A little bit different results from his previous catch, and that might as well have been a sack. 2-minute warning here. Get prepared for a lot of big passes from both teams here within the 2-minute warning. Blackburn only gaining 1 on the play. Oakland calling a timeout. I think Arlington's going to try to run out the clock here in the 1st quarter. Because Arlington gets the ball first in the 2nd half. So, yeah, smart play here. You know, waste as much time as possible. Waste Oakland's timeouts. Get a little closer to their end zone. And hope to cough and corner him with Shores. Shores won't be able to corner him, but they're going to probably stop Melvin inside the 20 here. Nope, 25 though? Yeah, 25-yard line. Decent field position, but at the same time, best case scenario for Arlington. So, Gray down the middle, incomplete on 1st down. And you know, you don't want to do anything stupid here if you're Mitchell Gray. MVP candidate. People are watching this and taking notes, no matter if it's supposed to be accounted for in the final voting or not. MVP, OPOY, and DPOY voting stops after the championship. It will be announced right after the championship in the NAGA Discord if you want to join and see who wins. Looks like Arlington will call a timeout, potentially taking this opportunity that Oakland's giving them. Let's see what happens here on this punt return by Masters. And Masters will be stopped at the 31-yard line. McGrew, essentially a 4 wide receiver, 1 tight end, basically a 5 wide receiver set. Out of the wide receiver's reach, honestly. I don't understand why the audience is booing. Intended for number 19, that was Taylor Harden. Looking to his right this time, intended for... who was that? Adrian Love, the wide receiver 1 for this team. McGrew hasn't quite eclipsed 100. Hasn't been a super offensive battle today. Very defensive battle. But that touchdown was more than what... actually, no, Mitchell Gray ran in a touchdown, so yeah, they're even. Melvin on the punt return. Oakland with no timeouts. Let's see what they can throw together here. Literally throw together. Gray dropping back, looking deep, caught. Jalen Niles, other end of the field now. Past midfield, still standing on some purple paint. Some man defense being run here by the Raiders. Gray dropping back, immediately finding Robbie Lyles. End up almost losing yards there. Yeah, Wilson, tackle for loss. Great stop there, 2 plays in a row by Michael Wilson. He'll sub out for Jerome Stanley. Gray on 2nd and 10, finds Truman. Clock's ticking. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Can Kevin Flynn get it off? 3, 2, 1. They hike it. He gets it. It's good. 35-yarder by Kevin Flynn as time expires, putting the Blazers up by 7. And the Blazers get the ball. I completely forgot that Arlington got the ball first. Oh boy. And this makes that field goal all the more important that they got it just before the half. Not a good sign for the Arlington Raiders. Go! The Blazers now have a huge advantage, but Gray will see that advantage look a little less advantageous. Sacked by Keaton Washington. Go! Another sack. I was just talking about McGrew getting sacks. Back-to-back sacks. Washington, then Maxwell. Eddie Maxwell. Outside linebacker coming up with the sack. And a 3rd and 26 attempt, unsurprisingly, will not be caught. As Gray was probably going to get sacked again. Great start to the half by the Raiders. Westfall giving it all his might, but Masters will bring it up into the Blazers territory. Oakland's 41-yard line. McGrew will pitch it out to Blackburn. We'll have some room to run. A little bit of a late wrap-up tackle there by Russell Lambert. Not a lot of yards per carry, but, 4 isn't terrible. Blackburn once again getting an opportunity, and that yards per carry will be affected just a little bit by that tackle for loss by Lumpkin. Almost picked off there. That was Darnell Reeves, newly acquired after Keelan Baldwin got signed to the NAGA. 4th down, though. No field goal attempt, but Shores will pin him. Coffin corner, 5-yard line. And you don't want to take a sack here, Mitchell Gray. So probably a little snap throw. Snap. Sacked. Safety. First safety of the season. I can't recall another safety happening in the GFL this year. Wow. in the championship game, and Love will take it up past the 30. What a turn of events. 2 sacks, resulting in a punt, resulting in an even better punt from the Raiders, resulting in a safety, aka a 3rd sack, resulting in a potential touchdown here. Knock on wood, you know, I'm knocking right now. 3rd and 7, they've got to convert to make it worth it. You can't win just on safeties. McGrew dropping back, looking to his left. One-on-one, incomplete. I believe that was intended for Mr. Adrian Love. Another punt here for Mr. Shores. Melvin taking it up to the 30. Jalen Niles' false start, you know, keeping the Raiders in this thing. Oakland just shooting themselves in the foot, letting the 8th best offense, you know, potentially get the best of them if they have to punt this thing. Bray dropping back, looking to his right, caught Truman. 14-yard catch, puts him 1 yard outside of that yellow line. And although they can't see it, I know Bird's going to be reaching for it here. Hand off to the left. Gain of 3, and that is a first. Bird. Even worse yards per carry than Mr. Blackburn. Gray. To his left, Butler. Talk about a great wide receiver core. Jalen Niles, Robbie Lyles, Corey Butler, and Corey Truman. Let's not forget Alex Jorgensen in there, but what a receiving core. And maybe I say that because Gray's the guy throwing to him, but these guys are all solid. I think these guys also had Joshua Benedict earlier in the season. I mean, what a team. Obviously, he got called up to the NAGA. He could have been Offensive Player of the Year, I tell you what. Barrow on the stop after a gain of 4. James Gale subs in. Hand off to Gale to the left. Gaining 10. I mean, James Gale. Pay this man. Although I'm pretty sure all these guys have salaries on like a fixed salary. Kind of like the UFL, they get paid per game, get bonuses per win. To the end zone. What a swat. Couldn't quite read that number. They got really thin numbers on these jerseys. Gray 12 for 20. With a couple more dropbacks than that. A lot of sacks today. Niles caught. Gain of 13. First down. Oakland up by 5. Will they make it 8 or will they make it... Ooh, will they not even increase it? Washington with another sack. 2 tackles, both sacks. Great job, Keenan Washington. Gray under pressure again. Has to feed it to Jorgensen for a gain of 2. Tackled by Aaron Lay. Under pressure again. Cannot get a break. Butler gaining 8 on the play. Nice little chip shot field goal for Kevin Flynn to keep this lead an 8-point lead. Ooh, sneaks it inside the left post. 35-yarder is good. Love makes his way up to the 24. Grew hand off to the right to Blackburn. Blackburn fighting his way for a first, but it's 2nd and inches. Third quarter almost expiring. McGrew handing it off to Blackburn again. Just trucking a man. Gain of 14. Stopped by number 58 after he gained already the first down. Braxton Leatherwood. And that is the beginning of the fourth quarter. Really close game. Still a one-score game. Arlington obviously needing the two-point conversion if they get a touchdown. McGrew finding Terrence Wood. Tackled by number 46. Christian Gilpin. And off to Blackburn, up to the right side. Blackburn, the main man on this drive. Tackled by Russell Lambert. McGrew to his left. Iago Correa. First time he's been sought after this game. Tight end. Tight end action. You don't see a lot of that here in the GFL, to be honest. Hand off to Blackburn. Once again, getting another first down. Tell you what, though. Correa, UConn graduate. Really promising possession tight end out of this past draft. Wouldn't be surprised if somebody grabs him. Fumble, strip sack. Woods scoops it. Nobody's going to try to tackle him. He's so slow. The 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown. But it'll be overturned. Oh no, the most huge, gargantuan play turned completely over by a Reeves penalty. Stupid. You can't cost your team free plays like that. That would have been game. That would have been game. Man, the discipline of these players in the GFL. You really just gotta give them the benefit of the doubt because, it's they're new. They haven't got a lot of play time, but man, crucial mistake. And Sharif gains another first down for the Raiders. And he'll likely get a touchdown out of this. Unless you can, have lightning strike twice. Sack him again for a strip sack. But nope, Jaleel Drake finds pay dirt. And here comes the two-point conversion. Let's see if they can do it. Great catch by Jaleel Drake. Can't be dwelling on that mistake. And McGrew will run it in. These quarterbacks got some wheels on them. Tie ball game. For the first time, Arlington has never had a lead this game. But this is the first time it's been tied because Almeida missed the opening extra point for their first touchdown. Half of the fourth quarter to go. Every play matters. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is football. Hand off to the left, Isaiah Bird. Gain of 5. Tackled by number 3, Sherrod Barrow. Ray, under pressure. Strip sack! Recovered! Andre Nixon! Touchdown! And the Raiders have taken the lead midway through the fourth. And Almeida makes the extra point. That's just as exciting as the strip sack. What a turn of fate. Oh my goodness. Blazers just had that same thing happen, but it was turned over because of a penalty. And then they suffer the same thing happening to them, but Arlington wasn't stupid enough to commit a penalty. Gray finding Jorgensen, throwing it off of his back foot, gain of 17. Oakland needs everything to go their way. They can't let up any more sacks from the best defense in the league. Hand off to the right, Bird, gain of 5. And I tell you what, the last time, it's a round robin schedule, so every team plays each other. The last time these two teams played, it was in Arlington, and it was an overtime game. Truman in double coverage catches it. Who is that? Number 40? Is that gross? Yeah, gross. It was final 26-23 in overtime, and we could see that same thing happen if they even reach overtime. Lyles, gain of 4. That, again, was in Arlington. Oh, man. Is history repeating itself? Gray to the end zone. That was in his hands. Corey Truman, the Offensive Player of the Year candidate, potentially missing out on the Offensive Player of the Year awards. I mean, he is not on fire as he typically is. Gray to the end zone. Touchdown, Jorgensen. And the crowd is still stirring. 243 yards and a touchdown, plus his rushing touchdown. And Flynn, if he makes this, it's in. 23-23 with just 2.5 minutes to go. This is the most exciting game, I tell you. I'm on the edge of my seat. My proverbial seat. Love fielding it up to the 23, 2-2-2 to go. 2 receivers on each side. Hands it off to number 2-5. Loss of 1. Tackle for loss, courtesy of Christian Gilpin. A lot of tackles from him today. 2-minute warning. And it is now or never for both teams. They could just let this thing go to overtime. But with the amount of defensive miracles that have happened in the past couple minutes, I won't be surprised if we have a shocker here. McGrew pitching it to Blackburn. Blackburn deciding to cut back towards the inside. Don't know if that was a smart decision. Should have tried for a stiff arm and make his way out to the left. 3rd and 8. Definitely looks like a pass from McGrew. Minute 35 to go. McGrew to his right, one-on-one. Wood grabs it against number 40. These number 40s letting them down. Jaheim Knowles. Good catch by Terrence Wood. McGrew once again dropping back to his right. Off the fingertips of number 22. That is David Melvin on the defense. McGrew 10 for 18. Not a whole lot of action, but 2 touchdowns from Jake McGrew. 112 yards. Hand off to Blackburn. Like I said, it's been a defensive battle all day. Stopped by Darnell Reeves, the man who committed that fatal error earlier. McGrew to his left into triple coverage. Not sure what he was thinking, but off the hand of Joshua Quinn, they'll punt it. Shores not even close to pinning him. It would be crazy if this was a walk-off safety, but no, he just decides to boot it into the end zone. Didn't want to risk it. I'm sure he meant it to be a sky punt, and they could try to down it, but hand off to Bird. Looks like that gap was shot pretty quickly by none other than Shaquille Humphrey. Another DPOY candidate. Very deserving, too. 2nd and 13. First time out called by Oakland. Caught by Jalen Niles. Gain of 27. No timeout called this time. Lyles in for Niles. Gray looking to eclipse 300 yards. Hand off to the right. Isaiah Bird. Tackle by number 7, Andre Womack. 2nd and 7. Down the middle to Corey Butler. 12 seconds, and Oakland will have to call a timeout here. 1 timeout left. It may come down to Kevin Flynn. Will it be 26-23 the other way? Let's see what happens here. Gray down the middle. Corey Truman, gain of 17. Timeout from the 24. Out marches Kevin Flynn. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. Will the Raiders fall to Kevin Flynn, booting a 42-yarder? It's good! 41 yards! Kevin Flynn! And Adrian Love will take the field goal, not the field goal, the kick return for, it was all for naught. There we have it. Mitchell Gray, your potential MVP, just shy of 300 yards. 2 touchdowns to his name alone. Kevin Flynn with the walk-off field goal. And the Blazers will advance to the championship to take on the Toledo Timberwolves. What a game. Wow. Great job by James Gale there. 130 yards for Corey Truman. Wow. Touchdown via Jorgensen. Great job. Only one drop, and that was Butler. Great all-around performance from this defense. Joseph Quinn did a lot of it. Melvin. Great job on the punt returns. Kevin Flynn, arguably player of the game. Here we have your runner-ups. Jake McGrew. Blackburn, 4.3 yards per carry, overcoming the odds against this #1 rush defense. Terrence Wood being really the only receiver that did anything other than that Jaleel Drake touchdown. Couple drops. Great job all around on this defense today. Andre Nixon with that scoop and score. Fantastic job, Almeida. We're not talking about you, buddy. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Reed Option, and I'm always glad to bring you the GFL and NAGA games. I will see you in 2 weeks for the championship. Oakland taking on Toledo in the first ever GFL championship. I will see you guys there. Take care.